Of all the countless assumptions that make up our modern industrial worldview, there is one that is primary and all-encompassing. The assumption that we are separate from everyone and everything. This assumption shapes virtually all of our perceptions and actions.
There's a fundamental misconception that we are separate. We're learning that's not true. If there's only one, then whatever I do to you, I do to me. If there's only one, whatever I do to the air, I do to me. If there's only one, whatever I do in society is what I'm actually doing to myself, doing to my family, doing to my children.
Spiritual traditions have long taught that separation is an illusion. Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh puts it this way.
We have the word to be, but what I propose is the word to interbe, because it's not possible to be alone, to be by yourself. You need other people in order to be. You need other beings in order to be. Not only you need father, mother, but also uncle, brother, sister, society, but you also need sunshine, river, air, trees, birds, elephants, and so on. So it is impossible to be by yourself alone. You have to interbe with everyone and everything else. And therefore, to be means to interbe.
Over the centuries, the story that's been communicated in the modern world, consciously or unconsciously, has been that the world operates like a huge machine, made up of separate parts like a big clock. For the past 400 years, the scientific tradition has been trying to take the clock apart and figure out how it works so we can master it and use it for our own purposes.
A mechanistic view meant that instead of seeing the interconnection between things, there was a way of analyzing what people were coming into contact with and taking it apart. So what evolved was kind of a fragmented view of the natural world. And we became hypnotized, really, with the power that came out of this technology. And we lost our connection to each other. We lost our connection to the mystery of the universe.
Even though the modern worldview is dominant on Earth, it's important to recognize that it's not the only worldview. Traditional indigenous cultures, for example, are not so focused on progress. Rather, they concern themselves with the health and durability of their community and see the interconnection of all things.
We use another terminology called mitakie oase, is all my relations. You know, we try to recognize that we are related to everything, to the animals, to the fish, to the plants, to the trees, to the birds, even the microorganisms, so that we are all related.
The foundational understanding from my point of view, or an indigenous point of view, is that you are a part of that land in a very interdependent way. You are part of the land, and it's your body. It's you. And you can't do things to the land that in the end comes back and destroys you.
We're only caretakers for our time on this earth, for our children's children who's going to come after us. And we are not the owners, we are caretakers for Mother Earth.
I'm a young Indigenous woman, but I'm born into a colonised world. My worldview, it begins with an intrinsic understanding of what balance is. If I step on or take away or do something to upset that balance, then we go through a process of restoring that.
I think that the indigenous peoples of the world have a particularly important role to play at this moment in history, this moment in the life of Pachamama, of the earth. We need them to come forward and explain how they see things, because these are things which have been forgotten.
Somehow, industrialized society has not caught up with itself to really appreciate and respect what indigenous peoples have to offer. But it's something that's very important, I think, that's going to save this planet.
By combining the technological brilliance of the industrialized world with the earth-honoring spirit of indigenous cultures, we have the opportunity now to merge the genius of the human mind with the wisdom of the human heart.
And now that we're starting to wake up to how the world really is organized, that's a real moment of hope for us. We're not flawed, evil people or misinformed, and informed properly, we can count on ourselves.
So we are mistaken, not flawed. This is good news, because there's not much hope for an innately flawed species. But there is hope for one that is recognized and is waking up from a trance. That opens up some powerful new possibilities for the future.